Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin, and today I have an unboxing video for you from PCGS. I got some coins for a customer and a bunch for myself here for the store. And as we go through them, I'm even going to go through some of the dollars that I got in and tell you what I paid for them. We'll talk a little bit about that. And in the meantime, this coin, I'm already laughing. Here we go. I can't even get through the first coin without laughing. This is fun. So 1844 New Orleans Mint. $5 gold piece, right? Really pretty cool piece. A little bit bright. You know, this is for a customer, and he said he wanted to send it in, even though he had it was clearly cleaned. He'd bought it at a yard sale, and he just wanted to have it certified. And so I understand that completely. And what's fun about this is a couple things. So you've got this 1844 PCGS cleaned, genuine details, and you know, upon further review, you may notice something else about this coin. 10, 5. Now, before you say, "Come on, PCGS, get it together, get it together." Let's go ahead and look at this here. Where'd we go? Here we go. Okay, $10, 440. That was me. But the funny thing is, they did the same thing I did. All right. So, anyways, really cool coin with a low mintage and error holder, which is half my fault. At the end of the day, they should also get it right. Anyway, I want to start, you know, doing that and entering my own grades. I mean, that's really what I want. Can I pick my grade instead of picking my denomination? Is that okay? Beautiful 2.5, heavy luster. This is a nice looking coin overall. And 2.5s are a tough coin to get in higher grade. You know, common grade coins, you know, AUs, extra fine, stuff like that, oftentimes are, you know, 350, 400 bucks in this market. MS63, this is a coin that's probably a $700 type coin in today's market. Somewhere in there, it is mostly contact free and has a little bit of heavy rim toning over here on this left edge with a few kind of marks up in the field. You know, they kind of hide a little bit, but there's a little bit of chatter under the S and T and states right there. But overall, a lovely coin, and not a bad grade for my customer. He had some gold coins that he wanted to get sent in and just to have them certified, as long as he's going to keep them in his collection. This 1915 is next on the list. And this is a coin that, you know, we always talk about how hard they are to grade. If you've looked at enough of my videos on these, hopefully you'll notice right away that the field does not have luster popping off of it. Although most of the detail's there, but the detail is going to be there on these coins. So this one's a nice AU53. Good looking coin. I mean, this coin's probably 450 bucks in that grade in this market currently at the time of this filming. You know, you watch this coin like in the future, who knows what the coin market will be, right? It could be all over the place. Now this is fun. This is really fun because this is a real low grade $3 gold piece. You know, if you saw right away, you're like, what design is that? $3 gold piece, United States of America, and really low grade, and of course, kind of polished a little bit bright. But also, here's the date and the mint marker both on the back. Look at that nice big 55S. This is a super cool coin because it's stinking rare. I mean, they only made 6,600 of them. Go try to find one. So this is clean. They call it VG Details Clean. But yeah, it's neat. I mean, how do you determine a value on these? You know, the gray sheet doesn't start pricing until like VF. You know, it's just kind of worth what the seller and buyer can decide that they want to sell or buy it for. Neat coin. And again, believe it or not, I believe that one was a yard sale pickup for my customer. All right, next up I got these dollars that I promised to you that I would tell you about what I paid for them. And on these coins, these are coins, this next little group are all things that I bought from a dealer, and I bought them raw and tried to get them certified. And just to talk about how difficult it is to buy raw coins and make money. Now, if I was a collector, this is all going to work out, I think, just fine. You know, as someone who has to for a living, turn these over and make a profit or go out of business, you know, it's can be a lot more harrowing. So this is a 78, and the 78s are notorious for all the different types of reverses that they have. This has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tail feathers. The 78 8 tail feathers. Hard to get these in nice grade. I mean, they just come. They had such a flat, chattery look to them. I mean, I thought this coin was really nice. I paid $365 for it. It came back at 63. It's a $400 plus coin, which means it's kind of in break-even land. You know, this coin, you know, they're notorious for coming kind of not attractive. And so, you know, the next grade up is like $650. So I took a flyer on this because I thought this was a guaranteed 3. At a minimum, I break even, right? And then if it's a 4, there's kind of a big hit on that. All right, next up, I have this 92cc. This is an in-betweener, right? So I paid $300 on this coin, and you know, that is there's big spreads on 92cc's once you get into these middle grades from one grade to the next. And there's a nice big CC on it. I like the little bit of toning here, just some gentle original tone to it. I was a little worried that they might not straight grade it just because, you know, just because there's always one in every box that doesn't get graded straight. I just feel like when I send stuff in, you know, there'll be something that I miss. But we'll get to that later. All right, so VF30. This works pretty good because that's about a $450 coin in this grade. You know, the VF20 I think was like $350 or something like that, and then, you know, XF's like $600. So it's an in-between, real nice original looking coin. I like the steely gray color to it, and just lots and lots of details. So for someone who's putting together a nice middle grade set, that'll work for them. All right, up next, this 97S. So 97S, and this one's a little tricky here because big spreads on it, which is once again one of the reasons why I hopped on it, because I like the coin. By big spreads, you know, I should clarify, and we'll see in a minute when you see what it grades, what I mean by big spreads. Let's take a closer look though and see, you know, and then we'll just play Do You See What I See? Because I really liked this coin quite a bit. And so, of course, anytime you really like something quite a bit and the grade comes back different than you were expecting, and I don't mean different like as in, you know, when we're calling balls and strikes and it's a borderline pitch and, you know, it goes against your team. I mean more like you thought it was kind of straight down the middle and they called it a ball, right? So altered surface unk details. So this coin, I paid $160. 63 bid is $200. And I thought, okay, with 64 bids, like 3 1/4. So in my mind, I was like, okay, well, this coin is a nice coin. The reverse is really sweet looking. The obverse has a little bit more tone to it. You know, relatively problem-free coin. So when I see altered surface, that's when I'm like, geez, what did I miss? Because they're pretty confident that something on the surface was changed, right? So that means that, you know, they use some type of a tool or something to change the luster to it, you know, because it's not, if it was from artificial toning or something like that, they'll say artificial toning or they'll say questionable color. So the only thing I will say about the coin is it has a little bit different shade to it on the cheek and the hairline. You see how that changes? But as I'm looking at that, that to me is more like indicative of, you know, environmental damage. So if the coin has been left in a old plastic holder, but they didn't say PVC or anything like that or residue, and when I look at it with my loupe, I don't really see PVC or residue necessarily, but you see that how it really goes white there. And so, you know, if they would have told me that it had some type of residue on it and I see this, I'm like, oh crud, I think I see what they're talking about. But altered surface, I don't see. So I may just end up sending this to NGC as a, by the way, so I can lose more money. I can hear the comments now. But also, you know, as I've said before, you know, a lot of the stuff that we do on the channel has to do with the fact that we're all kind of learning together to see and try to understand. So that, yeah, guys, I make mistakes, so you don't have to. Speaking of mistakes, 1921. All right, so this peace dollar, I was really pretty enamored with. And I'll tell you what, we'll take a good look at it here. We'll just take a distant look. And this coin to me is just all there. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous uncirculated coin. And then it has a little bit of a corrosive spot right here, okay? And I knew that spot was there when I bought it. I saw it, and I thought, you know what, this is okay. It'll still come back the right grade. So they called it an AU58, and I think I got net graded. And what I mean by that is occasionally the coin grading services will, on a nice coin, if there's a problem to it, instead of mentioning the problem, they'll just kind of knock it a grade. That's an old school way of doing things. I don't see it as much anymore because they're a lot more likely, in my opinion today, to just say, you know, environmental damage, altered surface, thank you very much. So this coin I bought as uncirculated. I paid $600 for it, which is basically MS62 money. So if this graded MS62, which wouldn't be unreasonable because of the little spot on the back, you know, this is the type of coin that's like $750, $800, and that would work. And that was my line of thinking when I bought it. So, and in 63, they're big jumps. I mean, they're $1,000 coins currently in 63. So, really lovely coin. Once again, I may have to go back to the grading table with this one and just send it into pardon me, to NGC to get one more look at it. And lastly, here's a really scarce 1902 Philly. So a lot of these later date Philly mints are actually kind of hard to get in nice grade. They're kind of similar to the beginning of the series where you talk about those 1878 series coins, where they just tend to have a lot of contact marks and sometimes not a lot of eye appeal. At least some of those early S mints had nice eye appeal. A lot of these 02 Phillies, these 03 Phillies, stuff like that, they just have a real flat look to them overall. Now I thought this coin was pretty good for the series. You know, you got some baggage, some bag marks up in there that are pretty noticeable. After that, you have a lot of the normal kind of smaller contact marks scattered throughout. Nothing too distracting. So in the reverse, I really was pretty fond of, because this has La Fonda. This has some of the toning that I like. I like kind of that gentle golden to brown hue, which I know a lot of people aren't as fond of. They want the big vibrant colors, but I tend to like this type of tone myself, especially on old Kamems, that type of thing. So this guy I paid $170. It came back as 63, which makes it about a $250 coin, which works out. And there's not actually a big spread on these in 4. I mean, you add another $50 to $75 in 4, so it all worked out pretty good on this coin. At the end of the day, you know, these are coins that don't really jump until 5, and this is not a 5, but it's a really attractive coin in my book. All right, next up, I got 2 gold coins to show you before we wrap up here, and we can compare them to the ones that we already saw, actually, except I stacked everything underneath here like a pyramid because I'm not good at planning. So this is a 1913, of course, from the Philadelphia Mint on this 2.5. But if you think back to the 2.5 we just saw, we're going to go ahead and compare here. You know, you've got a lot of luster on this coin in the fields, and so you know, lots of times the question just becomes one of, is there enough there that they call it uncirculated? So all that little glitter on there, that sparkle, that sheen in the fields is what you're looking for in these 2.5s. And this one came back in MS61. Nice looking coin. Very, very good looking overall. And this coin is, I think, about $550 in the current marketplace. And the one last coin that I will compare with, because it's at the bottom of the pyramid here, we can grab this one. I have this 1904 2.5 Liberty, and you can compare it to that other Liberty earlier. Once again, very, very lustrous coin. And you can tell me which one you like better between the 2.5s. They both came back the same grade, MS63. And, you know, for me, I kind of liked his better than mine. And, you know, I know it's got that darkness to the left of the coin, on the left side of the coin, up in the corner there. But I kind of felt like mine had more in the way of just overall contact marks to it, and didn't have as nice of luster and eye appeal as his did. It kind of had more of a dull dull finish to it comparatively. So these coins, by the way, are really fun. We don't see too many of them in uncirculated condition, but you look at how well they're struck up and the beading and the hair, just all those details to me are real pretty. And yeah, I like his coin a little bit better than mine, maybe by a point. Can we call it a half a point? All right, guys, tie goes to the runner. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.